SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
State Treasurer David McRae has put hundreds of millions back into the hands of Mississippi's citizens, expanding the state's affordable college and career savings program and also returning record amounts of unclaimed money. Check out how Treasurer David McRae's office can help you, your business, or your organization. Treasury.ms.gov. You're listening to Sports Talk Mississippi On Demand, presented by Pearl River Resort. Escape to Choctaw, Mississippi and enjoy world-class gaming, the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, and Geyser Falls Water Park. Escape to Pearl River Resort.
Sports Talk Mississippi is on the air. Sports Talk Mississippi is powered by C-Spire. Power your home or business with C-Spire Fiber. To learn more, visit supertalk.fm/C-Spire. C-Spire Fiber powers SuperTalk Mississippi. To the junction, in the Grove, and to the top. This is Sports Talk Mississippi. On your radio and in the game, right here on Super Talk Mississippi.
Somebody forgot what day it was.
Who?
You.
I did?
Yeah, you did.
What do you mean?
Look at the calendar.
The calendar?
The calendar. What day is today?
Oh, you're not wearing green?
That's green.
That's blue.
This is green.
I can't see it from here.
Hey.
It looks blue on the TV.
That is green.
If you're watching
it's
us...
St. Patrick's Day.
If you're watching, the Irish.
That clip, we could do a lot of things with that clip.
If you're watching
right
us on Super Talk TV, I want you to tell me what color Borky's shirt is.
This is green.
So, I keep all my green in the bank, yo.
Who are you turning into? Happy St. Patrick's Day, Sports Talk of Mississippi. Borky and Haydad with you as always. He's not wearing green at all. None.
I've got no green on. I got a maroon shirt, maroon watch. I might even wore a maroon pullover. All from Gentile Apparel. Don't get me wrong. I look sharp. But
you look good.
No, I don't have a green Gentile shirt.
You know what else looks good? Practice video. Football practice video out of Starkville. We got it. It happened.
They're saying
we'll
it's
talk
blue.
about it.
It's blue.
But here's the thing. I'm wearing it right now, and I know that it's green. I'm wearing green.
We got the wrong Haydad for that. The other Haydad, Jennifer Haydad, my wife, that's her job. She is a quality assurance analyst for a major fabric company, and she makes sure that colors are correct. Part of her job, she had to take a color test. And, can you determine what color this is? So she would come in, and she would give us the goods. I will take a picture. And when I get home, and be like, I need to know what color shirt this is.
This is green.
All right, if you say so.
This.
You say so.
We will talk about football. We've
there.
got baseball coming up here in just a little bit, so we'll just have to do a watch-along again with some midweek baseball, although it's Austin Peay and Jackson State around here. Southern Miss also in Biloxi tonight to get revenge on Nichols. We will talk about those as they go on. The weather today.
I'm getting texts from people who work in this company who say that's a blue shirt. On screen, it looks blue.
Again, if you were in person and you
I'm going to go check it out during the commercial break.
It's green.
I'll go look.
I mean, I've got a blue thing on top of it, and you can see the contrast in the colors.
One's dark blue and one's light blue.
No, you guys are nuts. See, you got it's the camera, and we're getting a new camera in here, by the way. So I will also be able to do the dramatic zoom.
Oh,
looking forward to that. Yeah, we've got all that to talk about and more. Good news for Ole Miss baseball. We'll tell you about that. We'll hear from Jeff Lebby. Also, details coming out about Alabama star Aiden Holloway's arrest. And, buddy, he is literally about this much
from being in prison the rest of his life.
From going to prison for a long time. He's very lucky. So all that and more with you. Also, a retirement in the NFL. Mississippi State legend, hanging it up. So a busy show today. Glad you're here.
We are glad you're joining us here in the Pearl River Resort Studios, where Michael Borky and I are both today. We are both in the same studio today. And, of course, you should be at Pearl River Resort. As the weather continues to get better, that means great opportunities for you at Dancing Rabbit. But if you're an indoor person, such as myself, and you just want to have a great time gaming or watching the big game at the sports book or eating a great meal at Mama and M's or Philip M's, you can do all that at Pearl River Resort, pearlriverresort.com. C Spire text line open to you at 601-879-4395. The best teams know how to get even better. That's why C Spire constantly enhances their wireless, fiber internet, and business solutions for you. Visit cspire.com today. C Spire, inspired by you.
Miss Lippy's car is green.
It's green.
USA Venezuela tonight in the World Baseball Classic. You going to watch?
Will I be home in time? I got to drive back to Starkville.
You'll be home in time before the end.
Okay.
Like the game won't be like start to finish done, but you won't be able to watch every pitch unless you want to, be that guy that puts the game up on, up on your
I'm not that
dashboard.
guy. I'm not that.
You're not
person,
that guy.
No.
I do have a little like cup holder, phone holder thing.
Yeah, I don't have that.
I won't watch games, but I will plug my phone into the car and play the game so I can hear the audio from the game. I will.
I have been known to do that. Yes.
Yeah, that's not problematic in the same way. That
I guess I could.
Yeah,
because I have YouTube TV app, so I could just do that.
So you could.
We'll see. We'll see.
You want. But today we've got baseball, but more notably, let's start with the news of the day here in the state of Mississippi. And we got a injury diagnosis for Ole Miss's best pitcher so far this year, Cade Townsend. Now, they've had him on kind of a pitch clock working back from a previous injury, but remember, he left the Texas game, shoulder discomfort, shoulder something, only got, an inning and 2/3 before he alerted trainers that something ain't right here and got taken out of the game. There were some rumors going around. They were not good, those rumors. Those rumors not true, at least according to Mike Bianco. They sent out a statement, and it said, quote, Cade got an MRI yesterday and met with Dr. Luber, our team orthopedic. The MRI came back clean and showed mild inflammation in his shoulder. He will begin rehab and throwing today and will progress day by day. Now, day by day does not mean day to day. That does not mean he's pitching on Saturday.
Right.
I haven't asked anybody. Just logic tells you you shouldn't expect to see him on the hill on Saturday. Maybe you do. But this is a heck of a lot better than he tore his labrum and he's getting surgery and he's out for the season, or he tore his elbow, his UCL, and he's out for the season. Still, what is inflammation in the shoulder? How severe? How long is he going to be out? That did not come in the statement. But out for the season is most definitely not in this statement, which is excellent news.
It is excellent
for Ole
news.
Miss baseball.
Just looking at the top of the C Spire text line, and I did not see this graphic yesterday. That's fantastic. I mean, is there any way you can put that on the screen for our viewers to look at if you can? I'm always nowadays. When you hear inflammation, you got to be worried. Didn't Hunter Elliott go through this, where it was inflammation, and then he was out for a little while, then he came back, and then he had to shut down. Yeah. So I hope for the best for the young man. But Ole Miss will hopefully take it very, very cautiously, and because he is such a talented guy. I mean, you've seen the numbers this year. Guys have not been able to hit him, and I can't help but wonder if he'd been able to go the whole game, against Texas, what would have happened in that situation. But good news on the surface for the Rebels, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. That's why I got a text from a friend that was like, day to day, he'll be back this weekend, right? With a question mark. And I said,
Seems unlikely.
That does seem unlikely.
They almost certainly will give him a week of rest. It feels almost inevitable.
Yeah, and I understand this message here. I can't ever remember this situation turning out well. I mean, I'm with you on that feeling. When inflammation, rehab, those kind of things, they have to be really delicate with it. I assume they will be, but it's again, it's a heck of a lot better than what a lot of people thought it would be. For sure. So that's
whenever a pitcher comes off the mound and he's shaking the arm, you immediately you just can't help but immediately go to the worst possible scenario. So it doesn't appear to be that on the surface.
And we did ask Mike Bianco about it yesterday, and I mean, he seemed the way he answered the question sounded like they are most certainly prepared to be without him, at least for this weekend, if not for a couple of weeks. He laid out the options that they're considering without even pushing back on that. Well, we might see Cade. It was I like our depth. This guy or this guy is going to get the nod this weekend. It was a pretty straightforward kind of answer. So maybe I'm reading between the lines that don't exist, but in that case, it sounded like they'll have to beat Kentucky without him. But again, we will see how that moves along. But yeah,
that's good news for the Rebels. I mean,
it certainly can be.
Yeah,
it certainly can be.
So.
We will see.
Real quick, if you want to pull up Ole Miss, I haven't seen theirs yet, but I've got Mississippi State starting lineup, and they made a kind of a big change.
Ole Miss's lineup is flipped on its head, crazy town.
Okay,
going into this game.
So let's do States. Aiden Teal leading off, playing in center. Here's the big change: Bryce Chance is batting second for the Bulldogs. I asked Coach O'Connor about that on yesterday's SportsTalk Mississippi, and he said it was something he would have to look into. But Chance's productivity, just setting the table here with Ace Reese batting third and playing third, it just makes sense to have those two guys who have been on base so much. So Reese batting third and playing third. DH is Noah Sullivan. He'll clean it up. Stallman at first, and he'll bat fifth. Garrick Fry at second, batting sixth. Ryder Woodson at short. He'll bat seventh. Jacob Parker, the freshman, in right field, and he'll bat eighth. And behind the plate is Kevin Molewski. I think with State's defensive woes behind the plate as of late, I know Molewski has had some struggles at the plate, but behind the plate, he's been really, really good. I think he's going to be your number one guy. Raymond will still see some reps there, but Sean James is going to be more of the utility man. I don't see him getting as many reps at catcher. And then on the mound for the Bulldogs, the freshman, Maddox Miller. Maddox Miller last year at this time would have been pitching against Petal and Wes Jones. And he's throwing, in SEC games now and throwing today against Jackson State.
Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be right back.
From the Venable Glass Traffic.
Or Sports Talk Mississippi. Now.
Ladies and gentlemen, when Brian Haydad tells you something, if I tell you a duck dip snuff, you better look under his wing for the can. Because I went in there and I looked at his shirt, and on its best day, it's a teal shirt.
It's green.
It's blue. So what did we do? We went down to the news department. We ran into J.T. Mitchell and Caleb Sailors, and you know what they did? They both said the same thing. They both said, it's blue.
See now I've got questions about my own vision, though.
It's a blue shirt.
That
shirt is blue.
But it's not. And that's why I'm
concerned.
concerned.
If within the sound of my voice here in the SuperTalk studios is in the studio, come see Michael Borky's shirt and you tell me what color that is. That shirt is blue.
Dude.
You deserve all the pinches you get today.
See, but now I'm worried about my own vision.
No, you shouldn't be. You're just worried about your own brain.
No, but that's like there's something wrong.
Your rods and cones are all messed up.
This is green.
It's not, though. It's not. Like I said, on its best day, it's teal. That shirt is not green. And I agree with what JT said when he said, on this day, don't wear a shirt where you got to have a debate. Just wear a green shirt. Like, don't be like, that's green.
That's what this is to me. So that's why I'm concerned about it.
Right.
Like if there's something wrong with my ability to process colors.
This company offers fantastic vision insurance. So just go get
I need to go look at some stuff.
But if anybody's in the office and you want to help us out here on this debate, so it's colorblind. It looks green to me.
See?
There you go.
That's crazy. I guess there's something wrong with me.
Yeah. Borky wonders why the Fighting Irish wear so much blue.
They do wear a lot of blue. They really do.
They do.
Ole Miss's lineup is nuts. Federico's going to lead off.
Okay.
Becerra batting second. Utermark third. That's not surprising. Colin Reuter going to catch tonight. Furness at first. Sermon's in left. Randall going to play short. Topher Jones going to DH. And Dom Decker going to bat last. So flip the lineup really on its head.
Why?
Well, Federico's starting to see the ball a little bit better, and Decker's struggled the last couple of weeks, so maybe it's that's as simple as that. I don't like singling out players, but it's the job. Foley's been awful, and
he's been struggling this year.
Part of me wonders if this is just as simple as, maybe this is what needs to happen.
Should Ole Miss wear the powder greens more, Borky? People are asking.
See, now I'm so concerned. I'm so concerned about my ability to process colors.
I can't wait for our merch store to finally come up, and we're gonna have a bunch of blue shirts that we call Borky Green. We're gonna create a color.
Yeah, somebody says Topher Jones should not be out of the lineup ever. He's got an OPS of 1.086, so just over 1, but he's batting .308. He's getting on base at a high level. I mean, that's better than what you've gotten at the bottom of your lineup right now. And I think part of this, I asked Bianco about it yesterday, and his answer was kind of, well, you've seen everybody, so I don't know if I'm going to do any more tinkering with the lineup. But that's what this is right here. I mean, this is a big change, and I know it's just Austin Peay on the midweek, but I mean, I think that this lineup has a better chance at hitting than the one that they ran out there the last few games. So we'll see. I don't know if tonight's going to be the best gauge of that considering opponent, but this is a pretty dramatic difference, and I wonder if this one's going to stick.
We shall see. Who's Ole Miss playing today?
Austin Peay.
Yeah.
They're like,
so State beat them pretty badly a few weeks ago, so
they're 11-9. They did win their first conference series.
They're going to be
last
good
weekend.
in conference play, but outside of it, it should be fine.
It was Bellarmine. How do you say that?
I think it's Bellarmine.
Bellarmine. Yeah, they did beat them in a series. They also swept Ohio U in the midweek last week, going into 2 games they played.
Okay.
Did lose to Mississippi State. Lost a series to Cincinnati. So, but I am interested in that lineup, and really now, after seeing that, what Fridays is going to look like. That is a lot more interesting than tonight's, as you can imagine.
Yeah. So. I haven't seen a Southern Miss lineup as we speak yet. I have not, because their first pitch is a little later than the first 2 games. No lineup yet out for the Golden Eagles at this point, as they will play down on the coast against Nichols. What we got here?
Jeff just making me laugh. He said, I guess this was the wrong time to ask about the kits. Borky surely won't like the orange and green colors, but he does ask about the World Cup kits for the United States. They got officially released, and what we think. They're awesome. They did a great job.
And apparently, the players had a lot more input, apparently.
I read about that, and that's why I like them even more. So after the 2022 World Cup, the kits is what they call them in soccer, jerseys, were awful for last World Cup. Especially the blue one was horrendous. It had this weird black pattern, and it was just they were really bad.
Yeah.
And the players said, we will not. We'll wear them because we have to. But if you don't give us a say in what we're wearing, we're not going to do the modeling thing for you. We're not going to model them.
Well, that's yeah.
And so Nike sat down with the players, and the players essentially designed these jerseys. And one of them is, think a waving American flag, but only the red and white stripes, right? But
yeah,
it's like the flag is waving across the whole thing.
As opposed to what other stripes on the American flag?
But there's no blue, is what I mean.
Yes, I know.
It's only
when
the
you
stripes.
say the stripes, it's just red and white.
But there's no blue.
Right, because that's not the stripes.
But in jerseys past, you've seen blue elements that don't really they don't really fit. So yeah, it's just the red and white part of the flag waving, and it looks beautiful. And then the blue one is a really dark blue, and you can see it's covered in stars, like the American flag stars, obviously, but not like some weird Nike design stars, just the actual stars. And they're like just a slightly lighter blue that cover the entire thing. I love that the players came up with this, because their whole concept was, we need to look like America. We need to look like the United States, because that's who we're representing after all. So we need to make uniforms that look like what we're representing. Everybody but Weston McKennie. Weston McKennie apparently was like, what do you guys think about throwing a little green in there? And apparently I read all about this today. The players were like, Weston, you're not allowed any more ideas. You go sit over there
Yeah.
And the adults are going to handle this from here.
Figure it out.
Yeah, I like them. They're good. They did a good job.
Real quick look around the SEC. Got some interesting matchups here in the midweek. We've already told you about State and Ole Miss. The Citadel at Georgia. Indiana at Vandy. Vandy coming off of beating LSU in that series. You think maybe they're going to get things going. Indiana will be a good test for them. Eastern Kentucky at Tennessee. Northern Colorado at Arkansas. Oklahoma on the road at Southeast Louisiana. That's an interesting one. Is Oklahoma playing LSU this week?
They must be here. I'll tell you in just a second.
All right, I'll go through the rest of this. Texas State is at A&M. Grambling is at LSU. Alabama is at South Alabama. Charlotte at South Carolina. Georgia Tech at Auburn. That's a top 5 matchup in the midweek. Very nice there. Stetson at Florida. Of course, Stetson just 2 weeks ago took 2 games from Arkansas. Tarleton at Texas. Tarleton at Texas. And I added an N that doesn't exist. And Marshall at Kentucky. That's a full Tuesday night schedule or slate here in the SEC. So who's Oklahoma playing?
It is at LSU.
Okay, so I guess they're just like, while we're down here. It's probably their spring break.
Yeah.
And they're just, while we're down here, we'll get another game in.
As if these are actually student athletes.
Yeah, but, there is still some...
They do technically have to go to class.
Yeah.
Student athletes.
Brilliant. There you
go. Even in baseball, we are drifting further away from that, but that's okay. Oh, during the break, I will hit live on our bracket challenge. So, if you want to be a part of our bracket challenge, wait, I have to hit live on it during the commercial break. When we come back, I'll tell you how to get there, the password, and if you want a link, ask for the link, and we will directly send it to you on there. So give me a minute, wait till we start the next segment, and we'll give you all the details, and our bracket challenge will go live. You've got 2 full days before you have to lock in your pick, so plenty of time. I will push live on that during the break, and we will do our bracket our bracket challenge there.
Very good.
Ooh, Hogman talking junk. Says, how was batting averages this weekend?
I mean, State didn't have a problem hitting the baseball. They had problems scoring runs, but they didn't have a problem hitting the baseball. What's happening here? I just lost all my computers.
All of them?
Well, this one's still going, but like the other one's all there. What's going on here?
Just use yours.
Well, I can't get the text line up on mine. So, there we go.
Oh.
We're back now. That threw me off. But yeah, I mean, State had 12 hits in the Friday game and just couldn't drive anybody across. Good situational pitching, bad situational hitting from Mississippi State. They had plenty of hits in the second game. The third game, they had some issues, but by and large, State's hitting wasn't. State's run scoring was the problem. I wouldn't say hitting. Like, they got guys on base, they didn't drive them in.
So there you go. We will push the bracket challenge live during the break and come back. We'll talk about that a little bit because March Madness does start. Well, I guess it's already started.
Yeah.
The tournament starts this week.
Right.
So we will we'll do that during the break, and we'll get you situated and get you a part of it when we come back. Sports Talk Mississippi, Pearl River Resort Studio. Don't go anywhere.
From the Sebring.
It's time to get real.
Real sports talk for Mississippi.
It's time for you to get real with it.
Sports Talk Mississippi continues on SuperTalk Mississippi.
All right, the bracket challenge didn't have to push live. It automatically goes live every year, I guess.
Good.
So it's already there. Here's how you join. It's ESPN's bracket challenge. So ESPN.com, you hit the fantasy tab or the tournament challenge tab, whatever. It's all over, displayed on the screen. Create a bracket. Join the group Sports Talk Space MS Space Radio. That's the group. Sports Talk Space MS Space Radio. And the password, all lowercase, no spaces, no numbers, STM Radio. So that's how you join Sports Talk MS Radio, and the password is STM Radio. If you want to be a part of it, text the text line. I will drop the link for you right there. make it a lot easier for you. So there it is. There's the Bracket Challenge group. It's already there. I'm currently filling out my bracket. I'm doing mascot fight. It worked well last year. I'm doing it again.
Doing it that way?
Mascot fight. The Furman Paladins make the Sweet 16 as a 15 seed. But that...
they do have a sword.
Yeah.
They have a lance and a horse.
Yeah. And so
We've
I
already
actually...
done mascot, can your mascot beat up things? So, makes sense.
Utah State's the Aggies, right?
Yeah, that's just a guy.
Does an Arizona Wildcat beat just a guy? I think so.
Well, does he have a gun? Like, what is their actual mascot? So Utah State's mascot. His name. No, hold on. Their mascot is a bull.
No, but I'm doing like the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like, they're the Aggies, but like they're.
So I'm going with Aggie though, not mascot, but
like an Aggie is just a guy. So could a Wildcat? A Wildcat should be able to defeat a guy.
I'm going Wildcat.
Yeah, an unarmed man versus a feral cat. Yeah, tear you up.
And so, and there's another one I'm stuck on. High Point. They're the Panthers, right? The High Point Panthers?
I believe that's right, yes.
They are. So, oh, man, I'm in trouble. High Point's going to beat Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Panther greater than Badger.
Yeah.
Hawaii's going to beat Arkansas.
Rainbow Warriors? Yeah, that's like an ancient warrior. They have a spear.
Yeah, they're going to beat the Hog.
Yeah.
So I'll go BYU over Texas/NC State because I don't know yet.
So do you have the link? People are asking for the link.
I got you. Here it is.
If you ask us on the C Spire text line, 601-879-4395, we will give you the link to our official Sports Talk Mississippi Bracket Challenge.
And password again, lowercase.
We've got
no spaces, nothing.
Right.
STM Radio. That's all it is. That's the password.
If you are this year's winner, we have a great grand prize for you. Borky will come to your house and kiss you on the mouth.
What's Kennesaw State's mascot? What are they?
They're the Owls.
So Gonzaga beats them.
What's Gonzaga?
Bulldogs.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. No, an owl is an apex predator, man. Those
but what kind of owl, though? Is it a barn owl or is it like a Eurasian eagle owl?
We're in the South. I mean, it's probably a
so it's a regular... Bulldog beats...
An owl can fly and it has razor-sharp talons. I'm going owl.
Gosh, Miami's going to win the national championship,
Yeah,
too.
Hurricane's going to win this.
What's Queens' mascot? Other than their coach calling out Auburn specifically for sending a coach to sit courtside at their game.
Queens University mascot. They're a lion. Well, they're the Royals, but their mascot is a lion.
Yeah, but what's a Royal? So Purdue, does a Boilermaker beat a Royal?
Well, so a Boilermaker is a drink.
It's a person.
Well, it depends on who you ask.
I
think you got to. I mean, a royal. I mean, if it's a king, he's probably a great warrior. Think about Robert Baratheon.
Yeah, but or is it like Prince Harry?
Prince Harry served in the military.
Yeah, but have you seen what he's done lately?
No,
I think he loses a fight to a hardworking Boyle guy.
I'm a Boilermaker guy who work on the railroad. He has a big hammer too.
Yeah,
he has that big hammer.
But unfortunately, Miami just is going to sweep this one. And nothing I can really do about that. Hawaii's going to make the Elite Eight. Gross. Don't like that one at all.
It's got to be that way.
It does have to be that way. Who do you like?
You're never going to believe it.
Florida, Michigan, and Duke.
Duke. The one bracket I've done, and I'll get into this group soon enough. Is Duke is my champion. So you're severely underestimating the size of an owl. I agree. An owl is a big time predator.
Do I need to go Kennesaw State?
Yeah, I mean they can fly, dude.
And Bulldogs
he's gonna go down and claw at it and bite at it and then fly away and then come back. Bulldogs are I hate to say this, but kind of a lazy animal. Not exactly the best hunters of the group,
and
of the species.
Cougar beats an owl, though. That's a different thing.
A cougar gets hold of a bird, it's going to tear it up.
Now, the problem with my BYU pick is it's either Texas or NC State. Now, a Wolfpack beats one cougar, but a cougar, I think, would beat a Longhorn in a fight.
A cougar would beat a Longhorn.
Yeah, so I don't know who to pick there.
A Wolfpack beats a Longhorn.
So
because you got to just are you in the group? Are we picking that game? Are we picking the playing game?
No. So
okay. You've got to in your brain think who you think's going to win the play-in game and go from there.
I guess I'll go Texas, but I don't love that.
So then you're going to go the BYU. BYU has that kid too, the DeBasanto.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they're going to be good.
All right, what's a billiken? St. Louis.
It's like a version of a leprechaun.
Okay.
What is a billiken? Very good. Is a mythical good luck figure, often depicted as a chubby, smiling imp
Does
with a
that
pointy
beat
head.
a Georgia Bulldog?
Well, it's an imp. It's a supernatural thing.
Okay, so yeah.
I think so.
Right.
Yeah. It has a tradition of rubbing its belly for fortune.
So does Hofstra beat Alabama?
So they're the pride, right? They're a lion.
No, a tide. Water is so powerful.
Oh, yeah. A wave is going to wash out a lion. Sure. Oh, see, I don't need to know that about your neighbors, man. That's tough. My neighbors lost their puppy to an owl. I mean, that's awful.
That's terrible.
We're trying to have fun here.
What's Santa Clara's mascot?
It's a horse of some kind, I believe.
Okay.
Santa Clara.
Would that defeat the Kentucky Wildcat?
Clara mascot. The Santa Clara is Bucky the Bronco. Yeah. Yeah, we kick it one time and call it a day.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm getting somewhere now.
Yeah.
Iowa State's going to move far as well, which actually that helps me. Alabama's going to go far. Okay, does a tide beat a Billiken?
Yes. Again, it's just going to drown
wash
it.
things away.
Alabama's one of the national. Alabama versus Miami is going to be interesting.
Okay, but Iowa State versus
Cyclone.
Alabama, Iowa State wins.
I think so. It would suck all the water up.
Okay, Iowa State making the Final Four, not bad.
That's not bad. I saw them play early in the season. They were very, very good.
Now, the St. Mary's Gale, that's a bird, right? Not like the wind?
What is it's Gael, right?
I think so.
No, it's a member of the Celtic-speaking peoples.
So does an A&M Aggie beat a St. Mary's Gale?
No, a Celt? You ever seen Braveheart?
So St. Mary's beating A&M.
Yeah.
Ooh, Illinois might go far here, too.
Not only are they an Illini, they're a fighting Illini. They know how to fight. It's implied in the name.
Troy's going to beat Nebraska.
Trojans, they were able to beat 100 men.
McNeese Vanderbilt. Does a Cowboy beat a Commodore?
Well, we remember we determined the Commodore, by definition, has a ship.
Ah, okay. Dang
it. The work we did in the summer with 100 teams in 100 days is paying off now.
That's exactly right. Clemson, Iowa, Tiger, Hawkeye.
A tiger is one of the nature's greatest predators.
Oh, here we go. Here's a difficult one.
All right.
A Clemson Tiger or a Florida Gator.
Oh, Tiger's too fast.
Tiger's
too fast
for
a Gator.
Jaguars take down
Gators all the time, yeah. Tiger is way too fast.
A Vanderbilt Commodore or a Troy Trojan?
Again, the Commodore has a ship.
So Vanderbilt's going to go far.
I can't wait for them to play Alabama.
Illinois is going to go far in this thing. Mm-hmm. Does the St. Mary's Gale beat a Houston Cougar?
A Cougar is probably killing a man. It's just a man.
And Illinois Fighting Illini beats a Cougar, right?
No. That's just one man.
But it's a warrior with a spear and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, what was the...
All right, we'll go Cougar then.
Cougar is a killing machine.
But then Vanderbilt beats the Cougar.
Yeah, it's just going to, strafe it.
All right, here's your Final Four in the mascot fight. All Duke versus Vanderbilt.
I mean...
Duke moves on. It's a devil.
I mean, hold on. I got to do the whole thing like with Mike Leach. Does the devil have supernatural powers is my question.
Yes.
It does, so yeah.
Duke. And then, which one's more powerful, a hurricane or a cyclone?
A hurricane.
You think so?
If a tornado blew through a hurricane, I think the hurricane would dissipate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Duke, Miami, national champion.
Kelso, if you're listening, we need to know who would win in a fight between a cyclone and a tornado, a hurricane.
Duke,
a hurricane.
Miami, national champion. Does Duke win because...
A devil could just snap its fingers and the hurricane would dissipate, you would think. Yeah.
All right.
And the power of evil. Evil.
Total points.
Yeah. That's a high-scoring game, probably.
178.
Yeah, sure.
Right. There you go. There's your mascot fight. Done. Submit bracket. Perfect.
Done. Very
mascot
good.
fight bracket has been filled. And this year, again, if you lose to me, which some of you will, know that I just picked the bracket that way. And I'm going to beat some of you.
Yeah, somebody is going to put in time and effort, and they're going to really have thought about it and looked at the matchups. and you're going to beat them with mascot fight.
Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be back.
From the Venable Glass Traffic.
Your number one for Sports Talk.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Come on, don't be shy.
Sports Talk Mississippi.
Bingo, man, bingo.
Super Talk Mississippi.
All right. My bracket done by who I think will actually win the games is done.
What if I beat you?
Well, I mean, I won't be surprised. Who was your national title? Duke?
Duke.
We ended up at the same place. Who was your Final Four?
It was Duke, Vanderbilt, and Miami, Iowa State.
Okay. Mine is Duke, Florida, Arkansas, Michigan.
Arkansas. Okay.
Darius Acuff, man, that guy can play.
And they have not had a player arrested for 2 pounds of marijuana. So,
Yeah, 2.1.
2.1.
If it had been 2.2, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if this was where Michael Borky wanted to go, but we were going to go here now. I want you to think about how much 0.1 of a pound is, right? That is not a lot. That is, a couple of cotton balls is 0.1 of a pound. And if Aiden Holloway, and I'm going to go out on a limb, just call me crazy, and say that if he hadn't used his own product once or twice, instead of whatever's going to happen to him, he would be going away to prison for a long, long time because apparently
3 years minimum.
2.2 pounds of any controlled substance is felony trafficking in the state of Alabama. But 2.1, somebody put a thumb on the scale. What are we doing here?
3 years minimum. So they released more of the details. If you guys aren't familiar with the story, Aiden Holloway, Alabama's second leading scorer, what would have been a big piece on their team entering the NCAA tournament, was arrested, 24 hours after they get back from the SEC tournament for possession of marijuana, among other things. The police report is now out. He had it everywhere. Listen to this. So it's kind of wordy because it's a police report, but here it is.
Right.
Agents identified themselves and made entry into the residence. Contact was made with Holloway's girlfriend in the apartment. Agent Birch, executed the search warrant and read both parties their Miranda rights at this hour, blah, blah, blah. Agents began searching the residence. In the living room, there was loose marijuana in a vacuum-sealed bag with marijuana in it. In the TV entertainment stand, there was marijuana, a rolling tray, packaging material, and also a controlled substance in the drawer. That substance did not have Holloway's name on the prescription. In Holloway's bedroom, agents located marijuana in a backpack in the closet, marijuana in a suitcase next to a shoe rack, U.S. currency in a jacket pocket, a rolling tray with marijuana on it under the bed. In the spare bedroom, agents located a box with marijuana in it in the closet and marijuana in the dresser top drawer. Holloway stated that he wanted to remain silent, but then stated he only uses it for consumption. The total weight located in the residence was 964 grams, which is approximately 2.1 pounds. And as Haydad mentioned, 2.2 pounds is a kilo, which is a trafficking charge that comes with a mandatory sentence of 3 years minimum.
Coach Nate Oates was quoted as saying, "Hey, relax, take it easy, man. Take it easy, huh? A key here, a key there, huh? I can't even have a child with him. His womb is so polluted. Somebody got to be the bad guy, huh? That's what you want?" That's what Coach Nate Oates quoted as saying that.
How stupid are you?
I mean, you're stupid.
How stupid are you?
What's funny is, marijuana is totally legal nowadays. You
Just
can
go
get
buy it in small doses. Well, because he's dealing it, allegedly.
But if you're going to try to convince me you're doing that, you can go get a prescription and get gummies or do
That's
whatever
the
you
tax
want.
part of this.
Yeah.
If he'd have just
It's
been
dumb.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. He might be a 7-figure player, if not a high 6-figure player. He's making a ton of money.
New quote here from Nate Oates says, "Say hello to my little friend."
His hands are.
You can't buy. There's no legal marijuana in Bama. Is that what it's saying? Really? That can't be right.
Oh, I guess the tax thing. I guess is if you have it illegally, but you can still pay taxes on it.
I start to type in, "Is marijuana legal in Alabama?" It pops up, "Is marijuana worth it?"
So apparently there's no legal. But here's the thing. People
It
are
is
still
illegal.
People were defending this, and like I said,
medical
yesterday,
cannabis is legalized. A comprehensive functioning program is still in development, meaning legal marijuana sales are not yet fully active. Well, whatever.
Okay, so but medicinally,
Trust me, this guy says.
How do you know so? How do you know so much?
How do you know so much about
Here, let me
marijuana?
Let me reverse image search your phone number here and see if I can find something on you. No,
you know about marijuana?
There were people defending this. Oh, it's just weed. No, man,
It's not that it's weed. It's that you're an athlete. You should just know better. Who's getting a lot of money, by the way.
It's all over your apartment. I mean,
that's way too much.
In the drawer, under the bed, in this drawer, in a backpack.
Did you see the thing from the Kansas player, real quick?
No.
Hunter Dickinson on last year's Kansas team didn't feel supported at times due to negative KU fans. Felt like it was a job and no longer fun. A few of his teammates were ready for the season to end and checked out early. And I tweeted the Don Draper gif. That's what the money is for.
Oh, it felt like a job. What did you think it was when you started getting paid?
When you start
getting
paid for something, hey, great news. After college, it's only 40 years of work.
Yeah. And you're not going to get near as much as what Kansas paid you.
Yeah.
Oh, our fans are being mean to me. You're drawing a paycheck bigger than all of them, buddy. Suck it up. Sports Talk Mississippi. More coming up after the news.
Talk Mississippi.
Here we go.
Super Talk Mississippi.
Sports Talk Mississippi back here with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Brian Haydad, Michael Borky here in Jackson, Mississippi. I am live in Studio X with Michael. Hey, Borky, let me ask you something.
Ask me anything you want.
What would you
got
say?
The microphone.
What would you say if I told you get a brand new John Deere tractor for just $265 a month?
A tractor for $265 a month.
Yes, that's what's going on right now at Ag Up Equipment. You can get the John Deere 3025E with loader starting at only $265 a month. They're in their 3 Series tractor blowout, and they've got a number of additional models in the 3 Series available, and they're priced at or even below invoice. But it is a limited number, and these prices aren't going to last for very long. So swing up by Ag Up's, one of Ag Up's 15 locations, which we were at earlier today.
Yeah, not just the prices aren't going to last very long. The tractors themselves are not going to last very long.
And look, we will tell you something. You know, you're asking like, well, what would Borky do with a tractor? Guys, it doesn't matter what size yard you have. You don't have to have 10,000 acres to come shop and see our friends at Ag Up, all right? They've got a mower for every yard available for you. That's a Mississippi company selling America's best in-house mower, all right? Now, we're in America first. That's what I've been told around here. Well, John Deere is exactly that. So go see our friends at Ag Up or check them out online, agup.com, for all the details.
Somebody on the text line, should athletes have to pay state income tax on their NIL monies?
Well,
I have an answer for you. That bill was tabled, dead, ripped in half,
dead
whatever. It is not happening. It did not get out of committee. Mississippi athletes will not be getting special tax exemptions on their NIL deals. And two things can be true at once. I was against it. I didn't like it. I think that our legislature should be focused on more important things to everybody in the state of Mississippi. And if the response is, well, you know, state income tax is going away anyway. Yeah, how long from now? So no, the athletes can get that tax break when we all get that tax break. Was my stance on that. The national reaction to the proposed bill was pathetic. It was just, it gave disingenuous people an excuse to be like, oh, Mississippi's so corrupt, as if other states haven't explored that, and as if the bill had passed. It didn't pass. It wasn't law.
I couldn't help but notice I have not seen the same amount of aggregation.
Yeah, where's that energy?
About, okay, Mississippi did this. So
where'd that go? Anyway, I didn't like it, but I sure didn't like the way that people were framing this state for having that bill out there. And look, if you're somebody that thinks that, this is bad news because you're not going to get players, well, NIL's been a thing for
it's going to be fine.
This is year 6.
Don't worry about it.
Have you heard of a single player that has said no to Ole Miss or Mississippi State because of taxes?
Yeah, I would love to see that quote.
Maybe that
I was
going to
go to Ole Miss, but my accountant advised against it. It's just why pay state tax if we don't have to?
Exactly. So yeah, it is gone. May it rest in peace.
We hardly knew ye.
I have a feeling the people that wrote the bill did not expect the backlash that they got.
They did not.
I have a feeling they thought, football, we're going to help the football team slam dunk for sure. And then basically the entire state was...
Absolutely not.
It is funny. We don't get universal anything in this state. Our text line, the hundreds, if not the 4-figure number of text we got that
Everything
day,
was against it.
Everybody was like, no,
this
I don't
is
want
ridiculous. This should not be happening. And I mean, I can't help but agree with them. Look, I don't have a problem if you give athletes a tax break. If you give everybody a tax break.
Yeah.
Like we're all trying to earn out here, all right? And that's just the way it's got to be, you know? We don't have protected classes here. It's not a caste system.
Well,
in some cases.
But more on Cross in the Morning with Richard Cross.
Is what's tomorrow?
That's what's tomorrow.
No. What is tomorrow? Is Wednesday?
Tomorrow is Wednesday.
Yeah, he's on tomorrow.
He will
Wednesday,
be there tomorrow. It's not spring break anymore, right?
No, he's back. He was on with us yesterday. Remember? He was in the middle. Yeah, he did that.
He was with us yesterday. What a treat that was.
Indeed. Hold on. I normally don't just jump in with topics, and I don't know if you're planning on doing this later, but we're doing it now. Because when I saw your tweet about this, I laughed, and then I laughed some more. LSU women's basketball coach Kim Mulkey says that Gary Reedus II, who apparently is one of her assistant coaches, won't be with LSU for the NCAA tournament. You see, he's taking another job. He's now the new head coach at Rutgers University. You can't be married to 2 wives. I can't be selfish and ask him to stay with our team. Also said that Reedus may add LSU coach Daphne Mitchell to the Rutgers staff. Get out of here. Go to work. Get your staff in place. Get the kids that are there to stay. He hasn't even visited Rutgers. He took the job over the phone or whatever. I know his love for our program and our team, and he'd want to be on the bench for us too, but as a mentor, I can't be selfish and ask him to stay with our team because this could be a long 3 or 4 week process with the playoffs. You need to be working. You know, something about this seems familiar. It's on the tip of my tongue. And she's at LSU. That's ringing a bell as well. Now, look, I'm not an idiot. I know that there are differences between an assistant coach and a head coach. But Mulkey is out here saying the quiet part out loud, which is, you have another job, go to it.
You can't do 2 jobs at once.
You can't do 2 jobs at once. You certainly can't be head coach. Like, again, assistant coach is a little different, right? And especially like Rutgers and LSU not recruiting the same athletes by any stretch of the imagination. It's just hilarious that it's happening to LSU because that's what makes it funny.
What this creates, by the way, is quite the conundrum. You ever seen that meme where the guy's sweating trying to push one of 2 buttons?
Yes.
It's either A, Lane Kiffin is wrong, or B, Queen Kim Mulkey and her stupid jackets is wrong. And you can't decide because if you're going to say Mulkey's wrong, well, she's won a national championship.
That's right.
You love Kim Mulkey. She is Louisiana. In so many ways is Kim Mulkey LSU. I mean, she is just a perfect fit for that place.
You know, I've heard her jacket budget keeps the state afloat.
It must. I mean, stimulating the economy wherever those come from.
Yeah, Governor Landry's like, we have a new economic stimulus package. Kim Mulkey's going to buy more jackets.
Well, you know, everybody's obsessed with solar now. Some of the things that she wears, just lay it out somewhere.
Yeah.
And all the solar energy you need. But, yeah, that's what makes it funny, is you either, A, the people that, the same people that cover that program and do we like Matt Moscota a lot, but I mean, Ole Miss was wrong, and Keith Carter was wrong, and Ole Miss is bad, and they should have let him do this, and all that stuff that he spent weeks talking about. Now Kim Mulkey, who you also have to agree with at every turn, is saying the exact opposite. Well, what do you do? If you were Sports Talk Louisiana, what would you be saying today? Probably don't even bring this up at all. Probably don't acknowledge it.
I wouldn't acknowledge it, yeah.
You have to just be like, just kind of... It's almost like the thing, and because I know I'm going to be asked about it this offseason and all that stuff. I've already been asked about it a couple of times from a couple of college football shows that I've been on. There was a path. There could have been a path for Lane Kiffin to do both. There could have been a path. But he demonstrated during the season before he took the LSU job that he was incapable. There could have been a path where he could have done the John Summerall thing and done both.
Yeah.
He made it impossible, starting with the Oklahoma game, where during a staff meeting, he was like, hey, y'all, who's coming with me?
Yeah.
After the Florida game, that Monday, skipped the team meeting. Just wasn't there. The players go to the meeting, and where's coach? I don't know. Nobody knows. When you start doing stuff like that, you tell Keith Carter, I am incapable of doing both. There could have been a path. And that's the side of this story that the LSU people don't want to talk about, that they don't want to acknowledge. Frankly, that the Ole Miss people don't really want to talk about. I'll ask Keith Carter about this one day. Maybe it's old news. Maybe I shouldn't ask him. But there would have been a path.
Yeah.
For
I think
from
from the Ole Miss perspective, it is old news. The LSU perspective is they won't address that.
They won't address it.
So,
but he could have done both. His actions dictated the decision for him.
Well, that's true about a lot of things with Lane Kiffin.
True.
So,
Kim Mulkey. You can't be married to two people at the same time.
Kiffin's like, I was trying to have an open relationship. That's all I wanted. I want to put the pineapple out there on the front porch. That's all I wanted to do.
Somebody says if the $1 million transfer says they're going to Florida over this because of the state income tax, I'm sure the schools can find an extra $40K to match the no
exactly.
tax.
It's a non-issue.
They bake the taxes into. So I guess in the rev share deals you can't really do that, but they bake taxes into the NIL deals.
So yeah, or like I was told, with the Bulldog Initiative especially, I'm sure the Grove Collective was doing the same thing. That basically they would hold out the money.
Yeah,
they would just be like, "This is what you're getting." But we're going to hold this out so that at the end of the year, you're not holding the bag for $10,000 in income tax and you don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
So that's just smart business is all that is.
601-879-4395. Baseball is underway. We'll give you an update when we come back. And the Green Hats are out in Oxford right now. And everybody's bundled up, by the way. Those guys look cold in that
It's cold outside.
It's
be warmer tomorrow.
It'll be warmer tomorrow. And the takes will keep us hot. And I'm kidding. We'll be back in just a minute.
I quit.
From the Venable Glass.
Sports Talk Mississippi is brought to you by Covington County Hospital in Collins, where your health matters.
Now more Sports Talk Mississippi.
It's go time.
Sports Talk Mississippi.
Well, say something.
Super Talk Mississippi.
The Seta just hit a 2-run home run, and Ole Miss takes a 2-0 lead over Austin Peay. He's just having an awesome year so far, and just a no-doubter. So continues his hot hitting on a frigid day in Oxford. What about in Starkville?
In Starkville, Jackson State loads the bases for Mississippi State with 3 straight walks, a couple of sac flies, Noah Sullivan and Reed Stallman. It's 2-0 Mississippi State. Dogs have 2 on, 2 out, with Ryder Woodson at the plate trying to keep this inning alive and continue to add to this lead for Mississippi State.
Speaking of Mississippi State, a legend decided to hang it up. Darius Slay kind of knew this was coming.
Yeah.
But he announced formally yesterday is retiring. 13 seasons in the NFL, Super Bowl champion as well, 7 years in Detroit, 5 with Philly, and then spent last season with the Steelers, and then did something weird with the Bills, right? Like
I think he had a moment with them, a cup of coffee or something.
Something like that. But yeah, long, very successful Super Bowl winning career for Darius Slay.
Great player. Such an interesting career from his time at Mississippi State. He came to Mississippi State from Itawamba, I believe, from junior college, and was in the same defensive backfield with Jonathan Banks. And it's so interesting, right? Banks wins the Thorpe Award, best college defensive back in the country. But if you watch that team, Slay was right there with him, play for play. And then, of course, Slay has the much longer pro career. Great nickname, Big Play Slay, outstanding nickname. As you mentioned, Super Bowl champion, has been back, been very visible at Mississippi State in his time there, has been back to many games and been featured on the Jumbotron and things of that nature. So, yeah, really, really great career. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but I do think he is one of the best corners of his generation here over the past decade or so.
He's a Mississippi State Hall of Famer, though.
Oh, for sure, 100%. He'll find
like a
his
Ring
way
of Honor guy.
So State's Ring of Honor is just really interesting. Like they just started doing it when Mullen came in. So it's not as old. So they're still catching up. So that could be one of those things where Slay's maybe he's brought in 5 or 6 years from now.
Yeah.
But I would definitely think so. Yeah.
Hey, here's a PSA. Speaking of Ring of Honor, here is a plea, not a PSA.
We're about to talk about the Outrunners and Dalton Castle. Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I am going to say something about a Ring of Honor. Yes.
Okay. I was just we're talking about Bandito and.
But yeah, this is my plea to Ole Miss because Ole Miss does jersey retirements.
Yeah.
And
State does not do that. Yeah.
Stop retiring jerseys and go to a Ring of Honor. Or some special honor thing in the stadium. Because if you look at the press box side of the stadium, by the way, all it says on the top is home of the Ole Miss Rebels. That's it. And you have all of this space for something anyway. But more importantly, there are so many players in your history that are worthy of being memorialized in your stadium that are not jersey retirement guys. And one, if you retire the amount of jerseys that you need to memorialize players, you're going to run out of uniform space anyway. But like Deuce McAllister, his name belongs on that stadium.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's a jersey retirement guy. But his name belongs on the stadium.
Right.
Laramie Tunsil, I think, is a Ring of Honor guy. I know the NCAA thing, but whatever. The player
is an All-American player and a first-round draft choice.
Yes.
Well, what more do you want?
And he just signed another big fat contract. I mean, that is Patrick Willis, although he might be a jersey retirement guy. But that's a Ring of Honor guy.
It's difficult to retire jerseys.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
Because, again, you never know. Like, there are recruits out there who are like, what do you mean I can't have this number?
Exactly.
Like,
Matt Leinart, USC, dealing with it right now. Lincoln Riley called Matt Leinart, was like, do you mind if we unretire your jersey because a recruit wants it? Leinart was like, no.
Yeah. You can't. Yeah, Ring of Honors are definitely the better way to go. 100%.
You need to add a Ring of Honor to Vaught-Hemingway Stadium.
Yeah.
There's one in the Superdome, and it's so cool. They have like backlit. They're hanging. They kind of look like they're suspended in the air around the Superdome, and it looks great. You need to add that to your stadium because there are too many players that have played for Ole Miss that deserve name recognition in the stadium, and there are not enough jerseys that you can retire to make that happen. Patrick Willis, Deuce McAllister. I mean, eventually, Jackson Dart will be in that kind of category too. If he takes Ole Miss to the playoffs this year, Trinidad Chambliss might be that guy.
Chambliss should be, as long as he has a good season, he should be in anyway, too. He already took you to the playoffs.
I mean, there are so many of those guys
Lacey, same way.
That need that kind of recognition that presently don't get it, and they should. So add a Ring of Honor to the stadium.
I would almost do it by like decades.
It's a great idea.
So you have here's the 20s, however far back you want to go, right? And 40s, you have the names. Make them alphabetical, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, so on and so forth. And it's just easy. All you got to do is put a name up. You don't have to do it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Ohio State does something cool. They call it the Buckeye Grove. And outside of the stadium, it's a winding path into the stadium on one of the sides. And every All-American they have gets his own planted Buckeye tree with a plaque at the bottom of it. So, stuff like that.
So yeah.
Is really cool. The one thing I don't like is Clemson's graveyard, though. I don't like that.
Not a fan of that.
It's weird to me.
Yeah.
Especially now that well, I guess they're not this anymore, but when you become an S-tier program, top 25 wins, it's like, oh, you beat the number 24 team, awesome. That's not a thing for you anymore.
I get that, but you say that.
It is now.
I don't have a problem with that idea. Like being a top 25 win is still you beat a good team. I don't have an issue if you want to celebrate those wins.
But with a gravestone behind your facility?
At this point, it's just tradition.
It's the tradition that you hate the most in college football. That you think is that this is the worst tradition in college football. I hate it. And I wish it wasn't around.
No, I'm just.
Or that doesn't make any sense to you, at least.
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, the best tradition shouldn't make sense to anyone outside of your fan base. That really should.
Like Lone Trumpeter's awesome, for example.
I'm trying to think.
I think Midnight Yell is weird.
There's a lot of A&M stuff I could throw out there for sure. I think that what is it? I liked Rolling Tumor's Corner, but now that there aren't any trees there anymore, and it's like this, I don't
those brass things.
Yeah, that's just weird. Plus the fact that they do it to everything now. It's like it used to be just like big wins, then they started doing it to big Alabama losses.
And do they really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so little brother sad that you can't do that.
I'm not a fan of that. Trying to think my way around some stuff that I don't.
Michigan's banner, I like people that they think it's such a big deal.
I do love that when the Ohio State players tore it down and the announcer, the unmitigated goal. I was gonna say for Michigan, like their big fourth quarter song is Mr. Brightside. Now, never mind the rumors that the Killers. It's a great song. Never mind the rumors that the Killers are actually a Christian rock band. But never mind that. It's also a song about getting cheated on.
Yes,
like, why is this your fourth quarter song?
Well, not just getting cheated on.
Like you're in the house.
You're
in the house while it's happening. So why is that? That's one. Yeah, the tortilla thing. That's a weird one.
It's gone.
Yeah.
I kind of like the tortilla thing. Hey, Dad, imagine spending all day at the tailgate
it's kind of like
drinking.
My problem with the beer toss. Like if you got a tortilla, just eat it.
But that's the point. Is you've got a whole sack of tortillas.
Make a taco.
In your hand.
Make a delicious taco or a burrito.
Yeah, the Michigan banner, I don't understand. I don't like.
I'm trying to think my way around. Is there something that stands out to me? Those are the big ones. A&M is probably the existence of Texas A&M is probably the ones.
Well, it's the old rock, the good ag, like the elementary school insults of the other, because all that does is it gets used against you. Like, it doesn't rally your people. You don't get excited about it. Everybody there is like, oh, this is weird.
Correct.
Mississippi State kisses their sister. Yeah, woo, Aggies. And then they beat you, and you look like a dork. You can't do stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Good Rock the Good Ag. Yeah, that's not a great one. I don't like the way that every Texas school has a hand sign. Like
all of them.
Like, I understand, horns up and gig 'em and all that, but then you get into like TCU's doing like the frog thing. I don't.
That's Baylor. The claw.
Yeah, they got the claw
thing.
They got guns up, and all that.
At least guns up is the one that in the hook 'em is what makes the most sense.
Yeah, guns up and hook 'em are the best ones. So beer showers is not a college football tradition.
Not a college football tradition.
I can't count that. I do agree. I don't like it, but it's not a college football tradition. For sure. Beyond that, I mean, that's the thing, though. Is like college football, one of the things that makes it great is traditions.
I wish Ralphie was bigger.
That would be nice. Yeah, but if he was bigger, I don't think you could control him.
Probably not.
So
also a she, right?
I believe it is a she, which probably plays into the ability to control it. A big bull buffalo would be a problem.
The Sooner Schooner, also too small.
The really Sooner Schooner should be massive. It should be a real schooner. So,
Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be back in just a bit.
From the It's time for more Sports Talk Mississippi.
Finally.
On SuperTalk Mississippi, the SuperTalk app, and at supertalk.fm.
Two different ratings records were broken on Sunday. NBC averaged almost 4.5 million viewers for the Players on Sunday. Highest final round in years for the Players.
Very good.
The selection show for the NCAA tournament, highest in a dozen years. Highest in a dozen years.
Saw that.
For the selection show. So sports still just selling in this country. And you got sports coming up tonight. I saw the United States World Baseball Classic team walking in wearing game-worn from the gold medal game, United States hockey jerseys.
Very nice.
Into the stadium tonight. Now, I made fun of Canada for doing that, but they lost. So, they lost.
Different
It's
situation.
different because they lost.
Right. The Americans won, so we're good to go.
Drawing inspiration from the winners, good. Drawing inspiration from the losers.
I think we can take that a step further, Michael. I think we can say winning, good. Losing, bad.
Was it Juan Soto that did the Canadian thing? Where
He
he
was
said,
we're the better team. Yeah.
You all saw who the better team was? Yeah, I did. The team that
buddy, you play for the
won.
Mets. All right. Why don't we just keep it down? Okay. You're a Met. What do you know about being a good team?
I saw somebody say, well, he's used to feeling like the better team despite losing, so that makes sense.
It's the story of his life.
Will you watch, though? That's something I'm curious about on the text line. You guys going to watch? Because, Paul Skeens is taking selfies on the bus right now. They seem to be having a pretty good time.
Saw a funny tweet about him that said, if you're worried about Paul Skeens' usage in this World Baseball Classic, don't forget he won't pitch another meaningful game until the 2030 World Baseball Classic.
Oh, no.
It's like, it's not true. He'll be a Dodger in 2 years. Don't like that.
Probably.
Yes,
Leaving
life
poor Jake
goes.
Mangum behind.
So the Pirates are coming to Atlanta the same weekend as NCAA Super Regionals. So if State does what we think they're going to do, I can't go. But if State's out, I will be going to Atlanta to see the Pirates.
Or if they're playing at Georgia Tech, which is, I guess, a possibility.
Yeah, I guess so. We could double up our efforts there. We'll see.
I mean, he's clearly going to make that team and start, right? I mean, that's a foregone conclusion.
He'll be the
that's
starting
done.
center fielder. Yeah, no question. So
That's
Mississippi
pretty
State.
awesome.
Speaking of Mississippi State, they've extended their lead on Jackson State to 3-1 RBI single by Aiden Teal, who since he's gotten back into the lineup has bumped his batting average up. Started on Friday, he was hitting 286. He's hitting 340 now.
Is that good?
That is good, and it continues to hit well.
I feel like that's pretty good.
It's better than average.
Better than most.
Yeah.
How about in? You don't understand that reference. That's a shame.
That you got. You know what? It's only fair. I threw
It's
a
golf.
reference out at you.
It's golf.
I threw a reference at you. I threw a wrestling reference at you earlier, and you didn't catch it. And so it's only fair that I don't catch your golf references.
Yeah, Tiger Woods on 17.
Your
of the
references
players.
are so sick, bro. Sick reference.
I'm like a really sick reference guy.
Sick references. Yeah, big time.
Ole Miss has 2 on with 1 out against Austin Peay. Ole Miss just needs to get right.
You say get right. They lost. They took one game from Texas. That's their first loss of the year for the
But
Longhorns.
don't forget, it was a 1-3 week because they lost at Southern Miss, only scoring 1
They
run.
lost 3 games to two teams that were ranked in the top 10 and still ranked in the top 12 as we sit here. These weren't terrible losses, right? These weren't the kind of losses that kill a season or anything like that.
But then you had the injury and stuff. What they really need is they need somebody that is not Becerra or Utermark to produce offensively. That's what they need.
Yeah.
If this team is going to go where they should go, it's got to be somebody besides those two. Those two guys are going to hit, but eventually, they'll get pitched around, and 2 guys can't win weekends in the SEC, and it didn't happen last weekend, obviously, but they had 14 combined hits on the weekend.
Yeah. Not great.
Somebody else has got to step up here.
Massive series for Ole Miss this weekend,
It really
and
is.
for State too. Getting at home, playing a Vanderbilt team. I know they took 2 out of 3 from LSU, but that's still not a great Vanderbilt team, I don't think. You need to be able to. Ole Miss and State need to win.
Was it 2 walk-offs with Vanderbilt? Or?
There was at least 1. I don't know if it was 2. But they've got State and Ole Miss both need to win their series, and Southern Miss too. No, don't forget the Golden Eagles. They've got a Troy team that has really underachieved to this point. When you consider what you expect from the Troy Trojans year in and year out, all 3 of our teams here in the state of Mississippi, Bulldogs, Rebels, Golden Eagles, need to win their series at the very least to have a chance to have the kind of seasons they want to have.
It was not 2 walk-offs. There was just so many on Friday that I just conflated them. It was they won 13-12, 11-3, and then lost 16-9. Goodness gracious, they gave up a lot of runs that last weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, let's do the math here. That's 31 runs they gave up in a weekend.
That's a lot. And that, of course, that's being played at Vanderbilt, which, as we know, is a crackerjack ballpark.
And they moved the fences in, too.
But State's ballpark is a hitter's park. Dudy Noble is a hitter's park as well. It's crazy. For decades, it was a pitcher's park. And then when they built the new one, it became a hitter's park almost overnight.
Did they change the dimensions?
No. There's something about the way the stadium is constructed now. You see more home runs than you ever have. So I expect some offense this weekend.
How could that? I wonder why that is.
I'm just telling you,
I believe you.
For years, balls would just hang up for whatever reason. And
we need the sports science guys to come in here.
Something happened, yeah. I don't know what it is.
Sports Science was a great show. Do you remember Sports Science?
I do remember that, yeah.
I loved that guy. And then that and Pros versus Joes. I loved those 2 shows. Barstool did a Pros versus Joes last night in basketball. They had Tyler Hansborough played in it. Like, this is their definition of pros. Like, Marshall Henderson was one of the pros.
Yeah.
And the guys got, the Barstool guys got smoked.
This was last night.
Last night.
Okay, saw this picture that Brandon Walker tweeted out, and I was like, is that Marshall Henderson?
Yeah, they did a Pros versus Joes.
Poor Brandon. Good.
At one point, they did a 2-on-11. Mm-hmm. And remember, the pros we're talking about, Tyler Hansborough.
Yeah.
Like those kind of not active NBA players.
NBA players.
And I think they ended up getting to 11-on-2, and the 2 pros were still beating them.
Oh, jeez.
But that shows you the difference, though, right?
Yeah.
Austin Peay walks in a run, and so Ole Miss will take a 3-1 lead, 1 out still in the bottom of the second. But, and hey, some of those guys are like athletic and stuff. It's wild. The difference between the 2. And not enough people respect and understand the differences between regular people and professional athletes sometimes. We need Pros versus Joes to come back. It's got to come back.
I'm a huge fan of the idea because there's too many people that are running their mouths about what they could do in this world. Like, the difference between a pro athlete and you, if you're listening and you're not a pro athlete, is massive. Absolutely massive. So, yeah, I'm a fan. So, David from Tupelo has, nearly the exact same dimensions at Dudy Noble Field. The only difference is because right field now has that plaza that extends out, and you have that wacky little wall out there.
Yeah.
But I don't understand what the difference is. I'm just telling you that the ball flies out of that ballpark more than it ever has before.
John Cohen installed some fans.
He may have something. Cohen used to complain all the time about, there's a force field over this stadium and balls don't get out. And now balls are just flying out. It's crazy.
It's like a better version of Lindsey Nelson.
Yes. Okay. I think I was like,
the stadium's better.
I thought you were talking about my impression. I was like, no. Lindsey Nelson. No. Yes, you're correct. I agree with you.
Swayze's kind of a hitter's park too, isn't it?
So for years we used to have a joke at Dudy Noble when in the press box. Anytime a ball would get caught at the track or anything, be like, that was out at Swayze.
It's a home run in Oxford.
It's a home run in Oxford. And even though the dimensions in Oxford are a little deeper, I think, than Dudy Noble, for some reason the ball just flies out of there. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what it is. But yes, those are both hitters' parks for sure.
A ball hit down the line. Play should have been made. It wasn't. Went under the glove of the Austin Peay third baseman. Scores 2. So now Ole Miss leading 5 to nothing in the bottom of the second.
The best part of the pros versus the Barstool guys was Jason Williams, a.k.a. White Chocolate, giving the Joes the business.
Oh, my gosh. Have you seen those videos?
I haven't. I need to watch these, I guess. Jason Williams is a guy that you see on a lot of podcasts now. His stories are great. But at the same time, you underrated how smart a player he was. He was talking to one player about how he would find out how shooters wanted the ball, and he would adjust his passes so that when they got the ball, it was the way they wanted it to shoot.
Wow.
Like, you don't ever think about that, right? But he was talking to a female basketball player, and he was like, do you want this or do you want that? And she was like, oh yeah, the second one, the first one I would spin it. And he's like, so why can't I set that up for you? I know how you want the ball. I send you the ball that way. You're ready to shoot. And he's like, nobody ever talks about that. I was like, but he also had that other funny thing. He was like, his high school team with him and Randy Moss would beat the WNBA All-Star team. I thought that was hilarious. He was like, we would kill them.
But,
Yeah. It's probably true.
It is probably true. Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll give you a score update when we come back. And also, we're going to talk spring practice in the 5 o'clock hour. You'll hear from Jeff Lebby. He spoke to the media, and we'll talk about what we need to see and hear from Mississippi State this spring practice. We'll do that in the 5 o'clock hour. Stick with us.
From the Venable Glass Trap.
Sports Talk Mississippi. Your all-access pass to all things sports in Mississippi. Sports Talk Mississippi. On the SuperTalk app, your local SuperTalk station, and at supertalk.fm.
All right, let's give a quick update from Starkville. The score is not necessarily the thing. It's 6-0 now, Mississippi State, after a 2 RBI single by Reed Stallman. Bottom of the second, Dogs have man on third with 2 outs. The big news is that Ace Reese has been removed from the game. Robbie Falk, our friend, tweets out, Ace Reese coming out of the game in the second inning after fouling a ball off his foot. Not a great development, but maybe just precautionary. We'll ask post-game, so we'll find out in post-game what's wrong with Ace. My guess is hopefully just precautionary. Guys foul balls off their foot all the time. But we'll see. So, but the Bulldogs are up 6-0 in the bottom of the second.
Also 6-0 in Oxford. Something happened to make that score change. Now 7-0 bottom of the second. T's and P's to all of the journalists there covering these games tonight.
Hey.
They're going to be there for a while.
Well, you said that'd be a short game.
Yeah, but they started an hour ago and they're in the second inning.
Yeah, same here. So.
You got to get to the 7th, and doing quick math, it's still a 4-hour short game. But Matt Zenitz was first on this. Ole Miss and Pete Golding have added another staff member, Chris Norris. He was a fullback at Nebraska, won a national championship there. He was at Arkansas each of the last 2 years, was the special teams coordinator at Western Carolina before that, was at Oregon under Mario Cristobal, and here's his title, Special Teams Analyst. The staffs have grown so much in college football, you are hiring experienced coaches to be an analyst for special teams only. I assume he'll do other stuff.
I mean, he might.
That's his title.
But that's his title, yeah. So.
Special teams analyst.
I mean, they got the money to spend it.
I mean, if Pete says I need him, then I guess the answer is yes. But I mean, I had it in one of my group messages. A friend was like, "Borky, what does this mean?" And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Is he good? I don't know. I mean, what? I don't know. I wish I knew.
Here's what I'll tell you, and I believe this, that like it never, ever, ever hurts to have more people on staff. You can't have enough staff,
especially when they've got the experience that he's got.
Yeah, you can't have enough. And Nick Saban kind of showed us the way on this, right? Get experienced coaches on your staff, and then get experienced coaches behind them. So you've got experience as your on-field assistants, and then your analysts are also experienced. And then, the third layer of those guys is the young guys, right? Your former players who are just getting started. That's the situation you want to have. If you've got the money, you've got to spend it. And, I don't want to see any football program showing big profits unless they are just like the Texas, Ohio States. Like, everybody else should be spending close to what they make because that's where they have to make the money. So, smart for Ole Miss, You'll never see me criticize State, Ole Miss, anybody for bringing in an experienced coach. It doesn't matter what position they're at.
601-879-4395, the text line. 601-879-4395. We'll talk a little football spring practice starting for Mississippi State today. A day after it snowed in Starkville, they are having spring practice.
It didn't snow that much. It just got the ground a little wet. It wasn't that bad.
Are we in the Big Ten or like what happened here?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Spring practice is supposed to be in the spring, and it's springtime.
It is spring.
I do love that we call spring practice because it's actually in the spring.
It's actually in the
fall
spring.
Camp is
not a thing. That's not a real thing. Don't you dare. Not on this show. Not one time on this show will we refer to it by that incorrect, erroneous name. So there you go. Jeff Lebby did speak to the media today, and I believe, if I've read some things correctly, he does have some thoughts on the end of spring. So we may get an idea of what State's planning to do. I haven't read the
hot dog eating contest. Joey Chestnut.
No,
it won't be Joey Chestnut. It'll be the other guy. Who's the other guy? The Japanese guy.
Kobayashi.
Kobayashi. That's what it'll be.
We're going to have a smoked wing eating contest, and I'm the ringer in it.
Okay.
So I could easily put down 30 to 40 of them.
It's definitely what Lebby's going to do.
Yeah, he made it sound like, if I read it right, I haven't read the whole transcript yet. I just read some bits and pieces. I think they may just have a real game. I'm not sure yet, though. So we'll listen to what Coach Lebby has to say. If you are, if you're at home right now and you've cracked open a cold one, and you'll play a little drinking game, a sip every intentional, every people in the building, and again, and you can enjoy the rest of the show with quite the nice buzz. I'd be willing to imagine. So, go ahead and get locked in, crack one open, and we'll be back with Coach Lebby and his first.
Well, first, what I want to do.
First thing, what
is do a primer for spring practice Mississippi State with you? What do you want to hear? It's not primer, it's primer.
Is it actually primer?
It is actually primer. We went through this.
I learned something
back in the days of Richard Cross being on this show. We went through this, and he said primer, and you and I were like, no,
it's not primer,
and he was right.
I don't like that one.
I don't
bit.
like that at all. But he was right, and you and I both were like, "There's no way." I can't believe you don't remember this.
I don't.
But, we'll do that, and then
we'll
go to
have
Jeff
a primer
Lebby
when we come back. Sports Talk Mississippi.
Happening in Mississippi sports. You'll hear about it first, right here. Sports Talk Mississippi.
Top three in Oxford. Ole Miss leading Austin Peay 7-0.
Bottom three in Starkville. Mississippi State leading Jackson State 6-0.
We are Sports Talk Mississippi. I'm Michael Borky. He's Brian Haydad. Spring practice officially underway in the state of Mississippi, so let's talk about it.
In the college football fix?
In the college football fix.
Well, that's good news because that is brought to you by our friends at your Mississippi Ford dealers. Built Ford Tough. That's what the best-selling American truck is. The best-selling truck in America. Let me change that up. Change that verbiage. Don't waste any time. You need a new truck. You know where to shop. Your Mississippi Ford dealers today. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
So now that they've had one practice, we can definitively predict what Mississippi State's record is going to be with no wavering. We know exactly what it is. Lock in your prediction today.
Championship.
National champions. I'll say it right now, 13-0.
16.
Oh, yeah, 16-0 now. Yeah. But no, seriously, let's talk a little bit about there's not much that we're going to be able to see, quite frankly. But what does Mississippi State need to accomplish during spring practice? What do you need to hear? What do you need to see? What do you need to know when these 15 practices are over?
Last year, first day of spring practice, Jeff Lebby came out and was like, we got to get better in that room on the offensive line. We got to get better. And, that's when you still have spring portal. And you remember State went out in the portal and they got guys who ended up starting for him most of the year. Blake Steen, who would have started the entire year. Flapjack Owens started almost every game for Mississippi State. Javen James was a late addition, started a bunch of games for Mississippi State. No such thing now, right? No spring portal window. But I got to hear that offensive line, that the additions that you made and the players that you have are improving and that you feel good about that group. I'm not too terribly worried about the skill position, guys. I believe in Kamario Taylor. I believe in Fluff Bothwell, Anthony Evans. I think Marquise Johnson will have a big year for Mississippi State, replacing Brennan Thompson. Defensively, I just feel like they're going to be better because Zach Arnett is there, and he's a good coach, and he'll be better organized, better schemed, better prepared from top to bottom. So I think defensively they take a big step forward. But that offensive line is a huge issue. And as bad as they were on the offensive line last year, they were still, able to move the ball with some consistency. So they don't have to be the best offensive line in the country. They just got to be better. If they can do that, this team can win some games.
And then, I guess he wasn't a plug-and-play guy necessarily anyway, but now that Snee is out of the picture, or Snee is out of the picture, you got to figure out who's going to play tackle.
And I think that's going to either be one of the JUCO guys who who redshirted last year, maybe Jakeem Shumpert-Perkins, maybe Miles McVay, the transfer from North Carolina, could get into that position for Mississippi State. It's probably going to be one of those two guys at that left tackle, the other guy at the right tackle. Although I think Blake Steen could still be State's right tackle. He had a really rough first half against Southern Mississippi. But you can't write a guy off like that who's played a ton of Power 4 football at Virginia and was pretty good for Virginia. I think as the year had gone along, he would have gotten better. But
it tends to happen on the offensive line.
I think he would have been okay, but that's what you just got to wait on. That's what it's got to be, though. It's got to be this way for Mississippi State. If Jeff Lebby wants to coach Mississippi, if I want to be in March of 2027 still talking about Jeff Lebby at Mississippi State, that offensive line has to be better. Simple as that.
And then, of course, Kamario Taylor is going to be a story all offseason, as he should be. And it's just growth and development with him. The intermediate routes, the short to intermediate stuff, he's got to improve.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that at all. I feel like the talent level is too high. The ceiling is too high. He's going to be a good player if State can protect him.
Got to protect him.
Everything with Mississippi State. If you tell me right now, like, hey, that offensive line, they were somewhere towards the bottom of the middle of the pack, I might tell you State's a 7-8 win team in year 3, which would be great for Jeff Lebby. But if you tell me they're about where they were last year, they're going to struggle with this schedule. They're going to struggle to win 4. They'll beat ULM, they'll beat Tennessee Tech, but other than that, it's going to be a struggle in every single game.
ULM to open the season, then they go to Minnesota. That Minnesota game, I don't know if State fans are doing this in the same way that, like, Ole Miss fans, that most of them that I interact with look at Louisville and they're like, oh, we'll win the Louisville game. It's like, oh, hold on. Louisville's pretty darn good. They have playoff aspirations. They've got a good coach.
Louisville can beat Ole Miss, but Ole Miss is the better. As we sit here today, Ole Miss would be favored, and rightfully so. They're the better football team.
Minnesota also, especially on the road, true road game, not
Very
a neutral
tough.
site.
Very tough.
That's going to be tough. They've gone 8-5 each of the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Since 2021, this is PJ Fleck at Minnesota. 9-4, 9-4, 6-7, 8-5, 8-5.
I got a funny story about that.
Oh, no. But they've done a really good job. That will be a difficult game. It's a tough place to play. Good program.
Mississippi State, under Jeff Lebby, has won 2 Power 4 games. They beat Arizona State last year, and they beat Arkansas last year.
That's a brutal stat.
The worst SEC team. Arizona State was good, but State found a way in that game. That's easily Lebby's best win as Mississippi State's head coach. You can't take anything for granted. There are no gimme games for Mississippi State on this schedule outside of ULM and Tennessee Tech. And that trip to Minnesota is going to tell you a lot. If they go up there and win, The next week they're at South Carolina. Okay, you got something going.
Good,
maybe.
talented South Carolina team, but you feel differently going into that one.
Exactly. But if they struggle against Minnesota,
I said South Carolina was good. I don't think they're going to be good. I think they have talent.
They have talent.
Beamer's going to get fired after this year. What I meant is it's a road game, and they have talent on the other side of the field.
It's just as simple. If they go up there and they can beat Minnesota, you can feel good about them being able to beat South Carolina. Feel good about them beating Missouri maybe at home. You can feel good about them beating Auburn and Vanderbilt at home. If you go up there and you lose to Minnesota, I can't look at you with a straight face and say, well, it doesn't matter. They'll still beat South Carolina, Missouri, and Auburn, and
give
Vanderbilt.
Alabama a run at home.
Yeah, none of those things are. If they beat Minnesota, if it's comfortable, that's a whole different story. If they struggle or if they lose, I have to be honest with you guys. Like, I can't sit there and tell you, yeah, I know they lost to Minnesota, but they're going to be able to win some of these SEC games. I'm not going to do that.
Maybe Auburn. I think Auburn. There's a good chance that Auburn finishes
look,
last in the league.
I don't know what Vanderbilt's going to be without Pavia, right? Like, it's entirely possible that they just revert back to old school Vanderbilt. They're going to be starting. I think they're going to be starting a true freshman who, by the time State plays him, he's not really a true freshman anymore. He'll have started 8 or 9 games, but that's still a lot to ask to go on the road and win. That's a winnable game. Missouri is a winnable game for Mississippi State. It's winnable if State's going to be better defensively. State's problem against Missouri last year was they could not stop Ahmad Hardy. I feel like Zach Arnett. I don't think Selman's scheming up the defense.
I don't think so either.
Can do that, but that Minnesota game is going to tell you everything you want to know about Mississippi State. The same way, kind of, that the Arizona State did two seasons ago. They went to Arizona State. They couldn't stop Scadaboo, and they lost that game. And you looked at them right there, and you're like, it's going to be a long year. You didn't know it was going to be lose to Toledo by 20 points long, but you knew it was going to be tough.
Somebody says, elite edge rusher for Minnesota. We will know a lot about the offensive line after that game. You're exactly right. At least I think you're thinking about the same guy. Anthony Smith, every bit of 6'6", 285, had 12.5 sacks a season ago for Minnesota, and 6 in 2024. I mean, he also looks like the lead singer of Counting Crows.
What's his name?
Anthony Smith, and he wears number 0, which is just awesome.
For Minnesota. Hold on. I'm trying to find him here. There's another Anthony Smith that played football. He does look like the lead singer of Counting Crows.
Yeah.
Mr. Jones and me.
But yeah, he's a quality prospect there. So
12.5 sacks. Maybe State should have found $7 million for
I don't
Jordan
know.
Seaton. Just do something there.
Austin Peay gets on the board. They cut the lead to 7-1 in favor of Ole Miss. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, and I hate to do this, the whole schedule is going to flip and it's going to get easier. Shout out Greg Sankey. You guys knew who to thank for this. You thank Greg Sankey. The schedule didn't get any easier at all. The flipping of the schedule because of the 9 conference games didn't change at all. It's equally, if not more, difficult than last year's schedule.
I'm trying to see if this guy's been at Minnesota his whole career. What now? That's rare that a guy stays, gets developed, and then boom, 12.5 sacks last year. Kind of surprised he didn't want to go ahead and go pro with those kind of numbers.
Does PJ Fleck wear the tie in September?
I think he wears a tie all the time. It's whether he wears a sweater vest or not that he's,
And I assume they're making a return trip to Starkville next year.
I believe it's next year, yes.
And if PJ Fleck is still coaching at Minnesota and it's September in Mississippi and he's still wearing a tie on the sidelines, right to jail. Not for too long, but the Starkville police should arrest him or detain him for 24 hours.
Minnesota comes to Starkville next season, yeah. And it's early. So he may have to change his plans a little bit.
Jeff Lebby met with the media today. You're going to hear a lot of what he had to say after his first practice of the 2026 season when we come back. Sports Talk Mississippi, that's your college football fix, driven by Ford.
From the Venable Glass Traffic.
Mississippi on the SuperTalk app, your local SuperTalk station, and at supertalk.fm.
We go to the Farm Bureau guest line technically. Check out favorites.com and go with the home team, Mississippi Farm Bureau. Jeff Levy after practice number 1 of the spring. Ole Miss will get started in 10 days from right now. So we will, of course, play Pete Golding when he appears. So all we got is Jeff Levy today, and that's okay. He had a lot to say, no pun intended, with about his football team. And he will do that on the Farm Bureau guest line. I will not make a cheesy alliteration pun thing ever again. Here's Jeff Levy.
Spring practice. So how do you think the first day was?
I did. I liked our guys' energy. You know, as they got back in the building really yesterday morning, getting back from break, man, there was great intent. Our leaders, they've got some really good juice about them right now. I think it's flowing through the locker room and through our building, which has been really good to see. And, man, there's going to be a ton to clean up. But, again, our intent has been really good as we got back in the building yesterday morning and got on the grass today.
You got so many new faces out there coaching with the positional coaches and the guys that you've added, assistants to the assistants.
Yeah.
What's that been like, that dynamic? How have they kind of taken to you and your style, and how have you kind of seen them lead?
Yeah, it's been great. I love that both sides of the football there's some new faces, but at the end of the day, everybody's pulling the rope in the same direction. There's incredible buy-in, there's incredible alignment, and for me, that's been great. As we've gotten back, 7.5 weeks of winter training with Shad and the staff was really good. And you got to see guys get involved with their position groups, and obviously Zach with his unit defensively, and it's been good. There's been incredible buy-in. The last thing I did leaving the office last night was talk to some of the new guys that this was going to be the first time on the grass together, and just, man, you guys good. Anything that you're concerned with or anything that I need to make sure we're cleaning up, and there's been great conversation, communication, and man, everybody was ready to roll this morning.
Mario sure seems fine, after his procedure, no setbacks or anything?
No, had a really good day today. He's moving around great. Been really good to see him back fully healthy.
The quarterbacks as a whole, I mean, it's a different group this spring as it was last spring. Even with Camario, he's grown so much. What's that group look like to you right now? You have some veterans in there. What's been your impressions of that group? Yeah,
again, one's done a really good job getting himself ready for this morning and creating some growth in his play and decision making and things like that. There's great competition for the number 2 spot, which I love. I mean, the other 4 guys are going to get a ton of reps. We're going to cut them evenly. There's going to be a different 2 every single day until one guy starts to separate a little bit. But from, an 18-year-old true freshman that got here in January to AJ, who's been to 3 different places, is a 5th-year senior and has been through a lot and played a lot of ball. You got a wide range of guys that are going to go out there and get ready to go compete.
Coach Arnett's a guy you coached against, and now you get to coach with. How is Zach, the defensive coordinator on your staff, different than maybe the guy that you coached against?
Yeah, I like having him on my staff more than coaching against him. So he's done a great job. He's been the same guy every single day as the defense has gone through the install pieces of it and learning what his expectation is and what we're doing schematically. He's continued to put those guys in positions of success, whether it's through walkthroughs through the last 7.5 weeks and getting guys on the same page, or today and getting ready for day 1 of practice.
What's some of the biggest things that you want to see over these next few weeks to improve your football team?
Well, we do. We've got 2 things that we're going to constantly talk about over the next 5 weeks, and that's creating trust and becoming a team. With the new guys, new staff, we want to create trust both sides. And from the standpoint of them trusting each other as players, them creating trust with us from a staff standpoint. And then to me, that's how you become a football team. We need that in the next 5 weeks. Again, off to a really good start. We got a ton of work to do. There'll be a ton to clean up, but those are the 2 things that we're fighting to do every day.
Are there any injuries right now to note, or guys who maybe won't be able to participate in the spring?
No, there's some postseason surgeries that we're going to continue to rehab, and guys will do the right thing and make sure we're timing that up the right way to get them back fully healthy, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Last year, one of the things that you talked about specifically was you weren't happy with the offensive line and where you were there. What are your thoughts right now this spring and what you got there, and how far do you feel like they've come?
Yeah, with where we're at today in comparison to where we've been last year, the year before, first day of practice is night and day. So without a doubt, again, it's the best that we've been from a body standpoint, from a physical standpoint, a talent standpoint in the 3 years that I've had spring ball here. We got a lot of work to do, and we got to find the right 8 to 10 that can go play winning football. But I love the 7.5 weeks they had in the winter. Day one, we'll be able to get in there and watch the tape. But I love where we're at today compared to first day spring ball last year.
It's very interesting, too. You have, like, those guys, if that was your high school class 2 years ago, some of those guys that are redshirt freshmen, I mean, people would be thrilled. They haven't done it yet on this level, but what's your confidence level that guys like, Tyler Miller or Prudhomme and guys like that are going to be able to take that step forward?
Yeah, I do. I feel like these 15 practices, these next 5 weeks, what they had to go through, LJ, like as he was very involved in what was going on. Tyler a little different because he had the surgery last year and was out and didn't get to develop quite as much in practice the way you would like for him to as a true freshman. But two guys that are they're SEC real big time offensive linemen, and they've got a lot out in front of them, but there's a lot more to that room and that group that is going to give us a chance to be the best we've been up front, and I don't think it'll be close.
Who do you see competing for that left tackle spot?
Yeah, as you looked at it today, we had Miles McVay out there, Saquon Miles, Jakeem Shumpert's being able to swing from right and left, Isaiah Dent. So we've got the ability to have real bodies and real competition. Jalen was banged up through kind of winter workouts, but is back with us, and he's rolling and feels really good. Really good. And he's another one that is going to be able to swing and go compete. So again, we didn't have that a year ago today. I think we're all very, very aware of that. So the competition piece, the bodies, the length, the size, and the strength in that room is finally where we need it to be. Now it's about getting ready to go play.
With Mario, you had him as an early a year ago. What's the biggest difference you've seen from that spring to this spring?
Man, there's a ton of them. I think there's some predictable outcomes right now as we go through the offense and the install, where a year ago today he didn't know what he didn't know, and he's out there just kind of playing football. And right now, as you look at him today, he's learning how to play the position. And I think one of the greatest things for him is us being able to go back and, as hard as it was, watch the bowl game and watch the Egg Bowl and see him make decisions inside those games where he flashed and he did some incredible things. But, man, playing the position, creating predictable outcomes, putting the offense in good situations is something that he's going to continually get better and better at. And he's taken to it. He's worked his butt off to get himself ready for this morning. And he'll continue to need to work like heck, which I know he will, to get better every day.
Are you planning on doing a spring game?
Yeah, we've actually got a couple things in the works that we'll announce here, hopefully in the next week. Some fan engagement things that'll go on at one of our big spring scrimmages, and we'll put that out hopefully here by the end of the week.
What have you seen
So that's sorry. I created my own echo there. I haven't operated the stream system with Hey Dad being here like that. But good. Gave kudos to Ole Miss yesterday. Good on Mississippi State. Fan engagement stuff. If you're not going to do a real spring game, something's going to happen that involves you. And good on him. Good on Mississippi State. That's what you need to do. And I hope more stuff like that continues. So love to hear that at the tail end of that.
Yeah.
No spring game. It sounds like they're not going to do a real spring game. But you, the fan.
There's going to be a scrimmage, and that becomes kind of a de facto spring game, if nothing else. So.
But you, the fan, get something.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Which is great. And, I would be surprised seeing that Ole Miss did a fan day if State doesn't follow suit on that, or, was already planning to do something like that. Because it's just so easy to do. And it makes people happy, especially, your younger fans. They love to come out and see the players, get the autographs and stuff like that. It's easy for mom and dad to make them happy in that instance. It doesn't cost a whole lot. It's just smart business by all of these schools. And, hopefully I'm interested to see what they come up with, because, the last year was just tough with the way they did the spring game at State and what they did at Ole Miss. Like, nobody wants that. People want to come out and see some real football.
Seems pretty bullish on the offensive line.
Well, that makes one of us, Jeff. Let's see how I'll let you know.
Kind of have to say that, but
at the same time, last year he was very upfront. They're not ready. This group's not good enough. We've got to get better. He said it from day one. And the rest of the positions, I remember last year he talked about the receivers, and we were like, Coach, not a lot of production here, a lot of potential, but not a lot of production. He's like, I love this group. Don't you worry about it. They're going to be great. Leading receiver in the SEC, Anthony Evans, 60 catches, 800 yards. Yeah. He was right. So,
Sports Talk Mississippi will give you a score update when we come back. 9-4 now in Oxford, but we'll give you an update in Starkville as well. And then another football thing we got to get to that we have not yet. Just really busy yesterday with baseball and coaches and stuff, so we'll do that as well when we return from the Pearl River Resort studio.
From the Sebring best sports talk in the state.
It's the best thing.
Say that again.
We the best on 3. 1, 2, 3. We the best.
Sports Talk Mississippi. Super Talk Mississippi.
A chilly one in Oxford. Ole Miss leading 9-4 now in the top of the fourth over Austin Peay.
In Starkville, Bulldogs already in run rule territory here, leading Jackson State 10-0. Jackson State with 5 errors on the day. Most of these, the state has got a bunch of unearned runs. I think Maluski's reached on an error twice for Mississippi State. But that was just had a Aiden Teal RBI double. He's 2 for 2 on the day. I'm sorry, not an RBI double. It advanced him to third. The freshman Jacob Parker, 3 for 3 on the day. He came into the Arkansas series. So we were talking about Teal earlier. He came into the Arkansas series hitting 267. He's now hitting 364. So that young, talented freshman is making a statement, trying to get everyday play in this Mississippi State lineup.
Figuring it out for sure.
Yeah.
We did not get to this yesterday, and I'm glad you on the text line brought it up. Marcus Woodson, he was the co-defensive coordinator at Kansas State. Now, I hadn't coached a game there yet. He was at Arkansas before he got to Kansas State, but Marcus Woodson is off to Ole Miss and Pete Golding's staff. Don't yet know exactly what his title is going to be, but he was at Arkansas. He was at Florida State as the DB coach and at Auburn as the DB coach as well. Most of you know him already, though. He's from Moss Point, played at Ole Miss, and is now off to Oxford. I assume that he's going to get some kind of title.
Yeah.
But
that's a good hire, though. That's a guy
really
who's been around college football and known as a good recruiter, a Mississippi guy. So yeah, that's another good pickup by Ole Miss.
Patrick Toney obviously leaves and moves on. Goes from the NFL.
End of an era.
I mean, who could forget all the great things that Patrick Toney did at Ole Miss?
We should get our digital people to create a video, like they do for the Oscars for the people who pass away, of the Patrick Toney / Bush Hamdan eras at Mississippi State. I will.
But here's the problem with Hamdan, though. I mean, why would you want to remember him? His offense didn't score a point. He did nothing. He contributed nothing. No touchdowns. Nothing.
You're not wrong on that.
At least Patrick Toney kept the opponents off the scoreboard his entire time there.
Literally the greatest defensive coach in the history of Ole Miss. It's not even close.
But he did leave. I think what's interesting about when Toney got hired, because you had Pete Golding, who's going to call the defense, and then you had Brian Brown, who was the head coach of defense, and then Patrick Toney was the defensive coordinator. What's the hierarchy when it comes to that? I don't think
assistant to the regional manager.
I don't think it's going to be that muddy with this case. I think you'll have a clear Golding, Brown, Woodson, I think.
Yeah.
But they had a space to fill with defensive backs. That was Toney's kind of specialty, and so Woodson, obviously, that's his specialty too, so
fits
it makes sense. Yeah. But Pete Golding is the defensive coordinator. Chuck Oliver asked me, he's like, so what is Ole Miss going to lose in their defensive coordinator, Patrick Toney? And I was like, Nothing really, because it's
They're
Golding's
actually
defense.
gaining because they got to pay less salary now.
Pretty much.
They got more money laying around.
You've got eyeballs and stuff like that in your room, and Tony, being an NFL guy, would have most certainly helped. But when it comes to actual coordinator, it's Pete Golding doing it. How long will that last? I don't know. Some coaches, that's a more NFL than college thing. The head coach calling whatever their background is. But especially in the NFL, they are more likely to come from the coordinator. They have to come from the coordinator spot usually.
Yeah.
Where not necessarily the case in college. But anyway, yeah, so seemingly a really good hire. That staff is really strong.
Wow. I'm sorry. I just saw a walk-off there at Georgia. They were trailing the Citadel 5-0, came back, tied up 5-5, and won it with a walk-off home run in the
oh, man.
This is a walk-off home run? Yeah, it is, yeah. So
Citadel could have gotten 2 SEC wins.
That could have been a big win for the Citadel, as it is. Georgia gets a... But Georgia...
Hey, Dad, have you looked to Nashville yet?
I haven't. Hold on. Let me bring up the old D1 Baseball scoreboard, brought to you by our friends over at D1 Baseball. I don't know why. The first thing I type in D1, the first thing that pops up is Southern Miss's page. Not that I haven't looked at it, but... Let's have a look-see here. We're switching over here to the SEC because Vanderbilt's not ranked. 5. Oh, it's a final.
That's a final in Nashville.
All right.
Indiana beats Vanderbilt 5-1.
This is a road with 2 forks. Let's go down both of them.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Vanderbilt? They get ready to play Mississippi State this weekend. We'll see what happens there. What's wrong with LSU that they couldn't win that series against Vanderbilt?
Maybe they're just both.
Are they both not good?
They may just both not be good.
Also, bottom of the 6th, Charlotte leads South Carolina 9-5.
It's unbelievable what's South.
It's some interesting results going on here. Let's go through them real quick. Tennessee leading Eastern Kentucky 8-2. That's not interesting. Auburn, number 5, Auburn leads number 3, Georgia Tech in the bottom of the 5th, 4-1. So Auburn off to a really good start there. And then we've got the Ole Miss and the Mississippi State scores. Stetson and Florida just getting underway down there in Gainesville later tonight. Northern Colorado at Arkansas. Oklahoma at Southeastern Louisiana. Texas State at Texas A&M. Tarleton at Texas 7th. So these are Eastern times. 6:30 first pitch. 6:30 in Baton Rouge for Grambling. 6:30 in Mobile as Alabama will go down to South Alabama. And Marshall at Kentucky was canceled today, so no midweek game this week for the number 15 ranked Wildcats before they get down to Oxford this weekend.
You just went full British on us. The number 15 wanked Kentucky Wildcats.
Bunch of wankers.
Yeah, that's interesting. Kentucky not having a midweek game after their sweep in week 1. And
yeah, I mean,
it's interesting.
I don't
as
know
all
anything
get
about
out game.
What was Marshall's record?
11-8. They did win all 3 of their Sun Belt games, though.
Yeah, Kentucky's 18-2. Not off to a good start. I feel like when you overlook Mingione's team, that's when they're pretty good. It's when you have expectations for them that they're a problem.
Wonder how long he'll be there. Make another deep run and somebody that's going to care is going to get you.
But who? And I think also the way they play turns some people off.
It is really
all
annoying.
the shenanigans in the dugout and all that. And I think that turns people off, but we'll see.
How does a baseball coach let that happen?
I mean, if it works and you're winning, why do you question it?
I guess it does.
Same thing with Tennessee, right? With the daddy hat and the fur coat.
But they won a lot.
Win. Well, but Kentucky was in the College World Series 2 years ago.
They were. That's crazy to think about.
They're a decent program, but yeah. Go to the top of the 5th now in Starkville. Mississippi State leading 12-0. So if the Bulldogs can get 6 more outs without giving up a run, they will get a short game there. Charlie Foster on the mound now for Mississippi State, the left-handed sophomore trying to get something going.
Yeah, still bottom 4 in Oxford, 9-4. Ole Miss leading Austin Peay. So chance that this one goes the distance.
Yeah, the 4 runs. Yeah, we were talking earlier about we have some sympathy for those covering this game. At least it looks like the Starkville folks should get out of there in a reasonable time. I don't know about the Oxford ones. So if you're listening, Sam, Michael,
sorry guys.
Those guys, we're sorry. We're sorry for you. Chase, obviously, we're sorry.
601-879-4395. The NCAA tournament, by the way, has tipped off. Howard and UMBC in the first playing game.
We all know what UMBC is capable of.
Yeah, we do.
We know what kind of powers they have.
And then Texas, NC State tonight. That one's got some juice, man.
It's got a little juice. I mean, that's two good programs usually. Texas is an interesting. I thought when they hired Sean Miller, I was like, all right,
they're going to take off.
They're going to be a problem, and they really were. I mean, they lost to State.
Yeah,
it was first game of the year where Hubbard and they had 30 plus, and they went into overtime. And
they don't support basketball.
Well,
their brand new arena, they cover up the upper decks.
They kind of have a little bit of the South Carolina issue, too, and that Vic Schaefer is going to take some of that budget.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you want to keep Vic Schaefer, you're going to have to do that.
NC State, a 1.5 favorite tonight. And Will Wade and his Wolfpack.
Could be his last game at NC State. Could be, could a homecoming be happening for them?
LSU people certainly want that to happen.
There is a sizable portion of the LSU fan base that would love to see Will Wade.
That's the case. Why haven't you fired your coach yet?
Oh, maybe you're going to wait and see how he does. Maybe you're going to be sure.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but I just think it's not the worst idea in the world.
What, to only make a change if you can get Will Wade?
I mean, if you could get, there are other coaches you could get. LSU is a program that could do that, but your statement you made the other day is correct. When you think about the money they're putting into football, they're putting in money with Mulkey in basketball. They're putting in money into baseball. Men's basketball is kind of and
it's expensive.
The little redheaded stepchild in this one.
To build a competitive roster, it is expensive.
It's not cheap. I mean, you want to be in the 10 to 12 range probably this year coming up. So I don't know. I don't know if that's what LSU. I think even schools like LSU that have a ton of money and have a ton of support there are going to be some hard decisions made on major sports. A lot of schools will pick baseball, be like, we just can't. Yeah. A lot of schools pick women's basketball, we just can't.
I mean, they just put $50 million into pay Brian Kelly out.
Can't do that with women's basketball because they have Kim Mulkey. They can't do it with baseball because they have the tradition and their fans demand that. But men's basketball, that can be, hey, we're willing to have 2 bad months between football and baseball.
Yeah. Sports Talk Mississippi will wrap the show up with you next.
From the Venable Glass.
We have a special surprise for everyone.
Give it to me. More Sports Talk Mississippi right now on Super Talk Mississippi.
The blues has got a hold of me. I believe I'm getting dizzy.
Welcome back in Sports Talk Mississippi. One more time with you. If any of you are here right now, a lot of you are. We really appreciate you, especially knowing baseball is going on right now. So watching us instead of your baseball team, what are you doing? Oh, we're glad you're here anyway.
I mean, we're very handsome.
That is true.
Yeah. Well, you are. You kind of carry us on that. Oh, I tell you what, Mississippi State 12-0 on top of the 5th. They bring in Charlie Foster, who, if you've kept up with the Dogs, he struggled this year. There's just no getting around that. Walks the bases loaded with a 12-0 lead. I mean, I'm sorry. That's
throw it over the plate, brother.
Just it's 12-0, man. Take a little off of it. I'm speaking as a guy who never played a moment of organized baseball in my life, but take a little bit off the pitch, throw strikes. If they put it in play, fine. But goodness gracious, 3 straight walks. I just don't understand. I don't understand.
No.
I feel like with Foster, the talent is there, but and this has happened a few times at Mississippi State. Brandon Woodruff, great pitcher in MLB All-Star with the Brewers, but at State he just never could put it together for whatever reason. I think Eric Sarantola is going to be that way for Mississippi State. Guy who just, all the talent in the world, you could see him throwing 96, 97. He just couldn't put it together, but had a great time at Mississippi. Has been doing good in the majors. I think Jackson Fristow had some of that as well. The guy who could be a player in MLB, but never really got it together at Mississippi State. Maybe Foster will be that way. We'll look up in a few years, and he's striking out major league batters. But man, he is having a rough go of it at Mississippi State right now.
9-4 in the top of the fifth. Ole Miss leading Austin P. You've got, it's a busy sports night now. It is. You got the NCAA tournament. You got the World Baseball Classic. You have your baseball team still playing. What's going to be on your TV tonight? You doing Texas NC State or are you doing WBC? I know, but you got to get home. When you get home.
Oh, gosh. I'll probably keep the NCAA tournament. Yeah.
And that's an 8:15 start for you, too.
So I should be home. I'll catch the second half.
Yeah. It's about 2 hours from here to Starkville, right?
Yeah, but I'm stopping to have dinner. So.
Yeah, you're going to be late.
Yeah, I'll be a little late.
Very easy drive, though. On a I assume game day gets pretty tough.
On Tuesday, going up 55 to 82, there's not a lot of traffic. So
very low.
Should be good.
Somebody says, I'm still watching because of Borky's blue shirt.
It's blue. We're taking a picture when we get out of here.
No.
I'm doing that. I want everybody to see that I didn't lie.
It's green.
It is not green. Nobody thinks it's green. You're the only one who thinks it's green. I need to be able to take a picture to show my wife, the color analyst expert.
Under the right light, though. We got to have good light.
Under the right light.
Ooh, a ball down the line for Austin P. Scores a run, so 9-5.
JSU finally on the board. Fielder's choice with the bases loaded. Butt State gets out of the inning with no more damage done. 12-1 going to the bottom of the fifth in Starkville.
Somebody said, y'all are not watching the World Baseball Classic. I will be. I will be. And then another base hit. Will Austin Peay send the runner? Throw to home. They do not send the runner. They should have because it was an offline throw. They would have scored. But Austin Peay in business with 2 men on and 2 outs.
Hashtag business.
Yeah. No, I'll watch it. I will absolutely watch it. It's going to drive me nuts that the United States is playing a road game in an American stadium, fan-wise.
Surely the Venezuelans don't have that many fans.
Did you see the environment they created the other night?
Could we have created an embargo?
Well,
on our ships down there?
Venezuela likes us now, remember?
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't keep up.
Yeah, the new, I guess, president of Venezuela, after the old one got picked up by...
That's right.
By special forces, just dropped in and picked him up and took him out of there. Apparently, that relationship is better than it was when he was still in power, but that's more for Mornings with Richard Cross. I don't know the details.
Indeed,
I'm sure he does. But, yeah, we're still going to have a crowd that is against us in an American stadium with the American team playing for a world championship tonight. But other than that, it's going to be fun to watch, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Sounds good. So tomorrow, as far as state spring practice goes, I think there's nothing tomorrow. They're back on Thursday, and they'll have some player talk. We won't speak to Levy again probably until next week. So, but we will get the chance to speak to some players on Thursday. So, there you go.
There we go. We'll recap what happens in baseball. We will talk about the World Baseball Classic. We'll talk about the NCAA tournament. If you missed our bracket challenge, don't worry. We'll send the link out online and stuff like that you can join.
You tweet that link, Michael Borky.
I certainly will. And you guys have a great rest of your night. Enjoy whatever you're watching, and we'll be back tomorrow at 3 to talk about it. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcast. Just search Sports Talk Mississippi, and you can get this show commercial-free every day, including Spotify. We're back on Spotify, but you have to resubscribe. So search Sports Talk Mississippi wherever you get your podcast and subscribe right there. We will see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Good night.
SuperTalk Mississippi Media Production.